As the midday sun brushed the air bright blue, we descend down upon the final chapter in this eccentric but satisfying journey. Narrating our adventure, we have a lone man, eagerly and anxiously awaiting the conclusion of this story, donned with nothing but his shades, shrouded in the deepest of blue hues. Beside him is another man, with an adoration of all things feminine, and a strong refusal to not be wearing a hat at all times. And along the way, we've been joined by a fair maiden, with a strong infatuation for the adorable, especially with that of romance. One could say that she is on a never-ending cruise of romantic endeavors, pursuing each one until her liner most true leads her to everlasting happiness. Regardless, with the trio ready to embark upon this final chapter, the curtains rise, and we hear a familiar tune to prepare for drama, comedy, and of course, countless contradictions.
Hello everybody, this is BeastCat100 here with...
I didn't set up a thing yet, shit.
and...
Smiley!
And welcome back to some more Professor Layton vs. Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. In the previous episode, we had gone and... well, we had fought against Layton. That's what we've been doing. But, a little bit of a surprise. The final witness appeared at the end of the episode. And
yours truly.
In this episode, we are finally going to cross-examine the storyteller and fill in the holes of this story.
Oh boy, are we.
So, if you like what you see, leave a like down below, comment if you have anything to say, subscribe to me and Chris if you haven't already, click the bell so you're notified of everything that we would do when we do it, and share with your friends so they can join in on this adventure. Now then, let us begin the epilogue to this game.
It's gonna be good, yo.
I'm excited.
Turns out we had a surprise witness on our hands. The victim himself, the storyteller. Then again, nothing surprises me anymore. You don't say. The Dual Destinies and Spirit of Justice would like to have a word with you. The secret behind Labyrinthia, the legendary fire, witches, magic, and finally, Bezella. The veil is just about to be lifted off of these mysteries, once and for all. Okay, everyone, it's high time we end this. Let's give Labyrinthia the fresh start it deserves and solve these mysteries.
Good. Now begins the final chapter. Epilogue. The first story.
Well, isn't that an ironic title?
I don't quite know what to say. I am truly shocked to see the storyteller again, alive and well. This was unexpected by me too, as I did not plan to appear before you all again. I'm gonna be doing a lot of his voice.
Yes, you are.
I realized.
Ready?
I was convinced that you would all see the last of me at the parade. It's fine. I was waiting a long time for this.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, dude! Now that I get to see him up close, I really love his design.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's great.
I bet cosplayers kill it with this dude. Man.
I haven't seen many cosplays of the storyteller.
Are you kidding me? Really?
Well,
I mean, it's a niche game.
This is also kind of the black sheep of the series. I guess both series, because it's a crossover game.
Justice, yes.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
But this is the trial for your murder, and you are alive.
Yeah, see? No one was killed, so let's call this whole thing off and never have witch trials again.
Except for Belduke, he's still dead.
Yeah, well, don't worry about that.
Whoa, Maya, take it easy. We're still in court, remember?
But what's the point of this? The storyteller wasn't killed. Estella would never do anything to harm her dad.
Objection. If only it was as simple as that to end this trial. However, it is not, Miss Fey.
But, Professor!
Such a memory and you...
Professor?
No, he's dead.
No.
I'm very convinced that Luke is just dead now.
Yeah, where is he?
He's just talking to the cats in the background somewhere. I'm sure he's fine.
Such a memory and you will know the reason why. The crime Miss Cantabella is accused of is not just murder. The purpose of the witches' court is to sentence the witches for what they are. Isn't that right, Mr. Storyteller?
Oh.
Yeah,
So it's no
being a
longer-
witch.
So it's no longer just he was killed. They're still going at it.
Mm-hmm.
Even
Well, I mean,
Even
that was
though
the initial That was the initial purpose of the trial to begin with. Like, Estella was found to be the Great Witch Bezella, so a witch. She needs to die because she's a witch.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but we proved that magic wasn't real. It was the whole thing with the shades and everything.
Well, remember what Layton is prosecuting with the grounds on.
He
'Cause
is
at the beginning
he is trying to prove that she is the Great Witch Bezella. Not a witch per se, but the cataclysm, the event, the catalyst for the legendary fire. That is what we're actually trying to prove.
Okay.
I fully intend to expose the true identity of Bezella. And this would not be possible without you, Mr. Storyteller, on the witness stand.
I see. And so you assumed the role of an Inquisitor just to lure me here?
Be that as it may, the Inquisition still maintains that Spella Cantabella is the Great Witch Bezella.
Dad? Oh no. It's been a long time, Miss Spella. 4 years, in fact. You must have experienced many hardships, living among the townsfolk. This daughter of mine never fits in with the others, no matter how hard she tries. No, it wasn't quite like that. There were people who supported me. Aunt Patty was very kind, and the customers who came to our bakery were nice to me. I'm happy to hear that. I wanted to watch over you ever since you left for the town. But in the end, I failed to do so. I had no idea what was happening to you. I am very sorry, Espella. Oh, Dad, you don't need to apologize to me for anything. It's me that owes you an apology. I was trying to hurt you. It was all my fault, not yours. There's no reason for you to blame yourself. Dad, I'm happy we got to talk. Espella. You were so busy writing everyone's stories that we stopped talking to each other. Before, it was different. You used to have time for me. Please forgive me. Why did it have to come to this?
Mr. Storyteller, it's time to put everything in order now. The townsfolk and your daughter deserve to know the truth. The truth about yourself and the story.
Yes, I suppose it is time I told you the truth. Oh, man.
All right, let's see how this will go.
Your Honor, Yes, Mr. Storyteller? Let us begin. In this trial, I shall be judged. Understood. The witness shall testify. People of Labyrinthia who have gathered in this court, I will now tell you the true story. Many of you will certainly find it hard to believe and difficult to accept. Nevertheless, I ask you to please lend me an ear and listen with open minds. Audience, Espella, my dear daughter, I ask you to do the same too.
Here we go.
Here we go. The truth about Labyrinthia. Although you know me as the storyteller, I have one more identity. I am the president of Labrellum Inc.
What?
This whole town is one of Labrellum's research facilities. It may be hard for you to comprehend. This land is rich in a very special substance, which affects everyone who lives here. This substance enables the manipulation of people's minds, and that is what Labrellum is researching. This experiment began 10 years ago. The townsfolk all became test subjects.
No way. Nuh-uh. This would never fly with the FDA. I'm sorry.
First of all, we're in England, so that's a whole different thing. And second of all, this is a video game, Pooja. I want you to keep that in mind that it is a video game. Suspend your disbelief.
Okay.
But it's Phoenix Wright logic, so how much disbelief can you suspend, Rob?
You're asking the actor?
Fair point.
Well, the moment the storyteller turns into a bird and starts squawking and we have to interrogate him, then... I'm the storyteller!
I don't understand. What does it all mean? I don't quite understand what I've just heard. I do not blame you. I suppose all the townsfolk are just as confused. Labyrinthia is an artificial town, created entirely by me. But, of course, as artificial as it may be, it is the reality for those that live here. For the past 10 years, I have been bringing the illusion to life by writing the story. I am lost for words. It feels as if the whole world has just been turned on its head.
Your Honor, it is certainly not an easy matter to grasp this new situation at once. Regardless, I suggest we hear more of what the witness has to say.
Yes, I agree. Let's continue. The defense may begin the interrogation. Thank you, Your Honor.
There is one statement that popped out.
I mean, yeah, but, like, we should press a lot of this.
I know.
Also notice the music change.
Yeah, I know.
Hold it! A special substance? What does it actually do? This area has been isolated since ancient times, developing its own unique culture.
There are underground ruins on the verge of the town. We found writings there, presumably left by the natives of this land. A bell that was supposed to be there was missing.
So you have seen the ruins. I suspected that you would find them. Then perhaps you have also noticed that everyone who lives here has a very peculiar condition.
What is that smile? That is very
A peculiar condition, you say? I can't just sit you quietly like a patient old man when you're saying such things. Just what kind of condition is it? You have every right to know. This condition makes people fall unconscious upon the sound of a certain metal being struck.
The bell?
Metal? What kind of metal?
Pure silver.
Pure silver.
I remember that as soon as we started this cross-examination.
And so there is not a single object made of silver in Labyrinthia. That's...
Get your thoughts together, Phoenix.
No, it's... wait. Now that I think of it, it's true. Just imagine what a disaster a fancy dinner would be if everyone fainted whenever they used silver cutlery.
Really?
Yeah, would you be like...
A toast! Ugh! And everyone just
it'd be
falls
like-
down.
A toast! I don't know why they make that noise, because I was trying to do the snoring, but then I stopped halfway. I don't know. This condition is an integral part of magic.
No, it's fine. Silver is struck and their souls just leave their bodies.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
like,
Oh, do they wear these?
How so?
All inhabitants of Eldritch Woods carry small silver bells.
That's a very hard
Silver
place to say.
bells.
No.
Silver bells.
2 weeks, Chris! 2 weeks! The radios have already started. Don't start 2.
Wait, really?
Uh-huh.
Dude, of course they've started. They start in the beginning of November. That's why I have not turned on my radio at all.
I've been listening to the Ninja Sex Party under the covers on repeat.
I still only have the first album because that's the only album where I actually know the songs in.
I see now. The shades ring the bells when they need to create the illusion of magic.
Yeah, just knock everyone out so they don't see the magic happen.
Everyone present falls unconscious and the shades set to their work.
Oh! Look at where that shade's hand was! What, you mean the flashback? Were you able to see into the flashback, Maya?
Don't worry about it.
It's fine, spirit mediums can do that now.
Sure. So that's the secret of the time-stealing magic Darkla told us about.
Yes, it did tell us about...
But
Why the I'm trying to... Why is it... Okay, so...
Phoenix is a very
hotkey-
deep thinker.
My hotkey is set to change the voice changer so that I don't have to keep clicking off the screen the whole time. But for some reason, whenever I press shift, it sets it for me to hear my own voice. So I can hear my own voice in the echo, and it's very disorienting to hear. Anyway. Now that they mentioned it.
alright.
Yeah, she did drop the bell, didn't she? Kira had a small bell with her when we saw her back at the marketplace.
No.
Drop.
No, I'm thinking.
So you're in Phoenix's deep thoughts too. Okay.
Yeah.
I can't say anything yet because we haven't uncovered that part of the reality yet.
I think I have a feeling of what you're getting at, but don't worry, it's soon.
Mm-hmm.
We have been researching this condition and that's not canon.
Spazzing out on the podium.
We've been
It's
like
fine.
the crow.
This perfectly normal for a storyteller, I assure you.
It's like the crows took over his dialogue for a second.
Oh no.
Anyway.
You should probably get that checked out.
Yeah, you should checked out.
And finally, we've discovered its cause. The groundwater.
Oh, okay, I was about to say, like, how in the world can they condition all these people to fall asleep at the ringing of a silver bell, A? And B, why aren't the shades affected by them?
Well, I mean, the shades are technically outcast from the town.
Which
And
means
That
they're...
still
you
doesn't-
No,
that still
Pooja,
doesn't make
Pooja,
sense.
it
Yeah.
does make sense. Because... No. We're just
No,
gonna leave
wait.
it. We're just gonna leave it at it makes sense. Relax. It'll be explained.
Rob, we haven't gotten there yet. Calm
I
down.
know. I just realized that the information was gonna be presented in a bit.
Water causes it? The groundwater contains a certain unique substance found in the soil in this area.
So, if you drink that water, you get the silver allergy thing?
Yeah, it just makes you scream, it's no use!
Alright, so it must be some sort of mineral, but I don't know why it would react with the acoustics of silver.
Well, it would more or less... I would assume that just the consumption of it would, like, alter... It would alter something internally within you that would react to that sound of the silver being rung, and it would, like, shut down all your your mental motor skills.
It's
I would assume.
it is a faster version of the Pavlov experiment where he conditioned his dogs.
Right.
So that mineral, whatever it is, basically does the same thing to your brain that the constant training would do, just more efficiently.
Yeah, just at a quicker
Okay.
pace, I guess.
But of course I've been drinking it. It's impossible to live without water. Of course. That's why everyone who lives here has that condition.
Oh, now your comments about the shades make sense.
Kind of.
Oh dear. You needn't worry. This condition is harmless, especially as silver is unknown to the townsfolk.
Yeah, he never in the story, like, talked about silver, and none of the townsfolk had anything remotely silver related, so...
Mm-hmm.
Oh, like when you saw their cutlery and tools and junk, they were all like brass or wood or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Was it ever pointed out by someone or no?
No.
No.
Okay.
But I'm sure you would have noticed if you'd played this before and just really paid attention to the utensils.
Gotcha. Something's still not quite right though. If the sound of silver bells makes people pass out, then why don't the shades pass out too? Thank you, Maya. I had that question earlier.
You did.
Although the effect of the substance in the groundwater is powerful, it doesn't last long.
So repeated consumption.
Mm-hmm.
The condition will vanish after a day or so without drinking that water.
That's convenient.
Lion!
The substance effects aren't limited to humans. It can also affect plants to a great extent.
Oh, really? Wait, no, plants and humans. You know what? Video game.
Plants are affected by it.
You haven't even gotten to, like, the big reason why Rob's is like, ugh, and you're just already just annoyed. This is a good start.
Our research was focused on the plants rather than the humans.
Hold on. That sounds really scary. Just what is this about?
The substance enters the groundwater, affecting organisms that consume it.
People who drink it daily acquire that old condition. They fall unconscious upon hearing the sounds of silver metal.
Yes. Although the substance in the groundwater also has a tremendous effect on plants.
Which is.
The Wildflowers in the area contain a certain poison.
Oh
Oh. That's where Belduke came in. Because Belduke was researching... Okay. Got it!
no.
Yep.
I don't.
Upon my beard! Poison?
So, Belduke was an alchemist. He was the victim of a previous case. He gave medicine and whatever else to the townsfolk, but was also researching different plants and poisons and stuff like that. So, he was one of the researchers that was working within this company.
Oh.
Of
And
course.
he died.
He
He died presumably by a witch.
But it turned out that it was suicide.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah.
That whole story is pretty sad. Especially when they did the whole Chihiro reveal again.
Ooh.
Except in reversed.
Yeah.
This poison doesn't harm the body. It has the effect of manipulating the mind.
So it brainwashes people.
I've been writing the story for 10 years.
Oh! I got it. Something else just popped into my head. The facts are kind of starting to come back the closer we
Yeah.
get.
Yeah, welcome to replaying a Phoenix Wright game.
The story of the title is Historia Labyrinthia.
The title of the story.
What'd
Not
I
the
say?
story of the title, Layton.
Did I say that?
You said the story of the title.
Cool.
It's okay. It's fine. And Layton is just also being affected by the groundwater right now. It's totally fine.
Yeah, just don't ring a bell in front of his face.
Oh, God. But no, Bobby, it's understandable because generally when people perform a task or do anything, they always remember the beginning and the ending the most, but forget the middle parts. That's always what generally happens.
Yeah.
And that's why I enjoyed playing Dual Destinies 5 times in a row. On to my 6th.
Not
The
for a
ink I
while.
used-
Well, not for a while.
The ink I used to write it was made from those plants.
Oh, Nick, do you remember how funny that ink smelled?
Is she smelling it right now?
She's snorting it up, and it's okay.
She's snorting up the ink. Maya, that's not healthy. That is not healthy.
If it's made of plants, then it's just drugged. All right, it's fine. Everyone's just tripping balls. This is drugs. Don't do drugs, kid.
The one kid.
Otherwise you'll be like me.
The one kid.
One kid.
No, but it's fine. This channel isn't safe for kids anymore. So no worries about that.
No, yeah, but don't swear or you'll get demonetized too.
Fuck.
I was about to say that.
Yeah, no, if your channel's for kids, then no, you can't monetize it. But if you swear and make it adult, no, you can't monetize it. Fuck you. Anyway.
Cunts.
Yes. One day the storyteller will finish what he's saying.
That was the gas released when the ink evaporated. And that's where the trick is.
Like, fucking Layton.
Yes, everyone was brainwashed by ink farts. Anyway.
Layton, Phoenix, and Maya are just going off in the story. So I was like, excuse me. Excuse me.
Guys, listen, I'm about to reveal the entirety of the story here. Like, the whole reason why all of this exists, and you're just off on your own.
Why I come back? Guys! Anyway.
He has like his silver bell, and he's like, "Don't make me use this. I'll use this right now."
This entire place will burn to the fucking ground, I swear to God.
I'll do it.
What?
Yeah, that's what happens when he didn't listen to me.
Those that inhale the gas become extremely susceptible. I'm offended by the sentence.
Okay. You stopped midway, and I'm like, did you have trouble with the word or what?
No. I stopped because I realized what that sentence means, and me reading it, I feel like this is a personal attack.
Oh. Okay.
You mean brainwashing?
They will believe anything they are told, or anything they read, however strange or unrealistic. It will be imprinted into their minds as the truth. Yeah, see that parrot comment you made? Kind of makes sense now.
He's turned into fucking Dracula. Hey, it would make sense with his goddamn tower.
No, I just thought of... Espella, I can turn to a bird, Espella. I can turn to a bird.
Father, you're scaring me.
I can turn to a bird.
So that was the true purpose of the parades.
Why does my name start with an S?
Oh no.
Pages of the story written in that special ink were regularly distributed among the townspeople.
Yeah, they to carpet bomb the story over the parade.
It was done so that everyone be in a state of hypnosis.
Apparently Layton's in one right now.
Shut up.
Or just getting out of one.
Shut up.
Indeed. Indeed. The creation of a fully controlled town with the inhabitants subject to long-term hypnosis. That was one of the topics of our research.
That has nothing to do with plants, sir.
Yeah, it is. It's the ink.
Did you forget everything that was just said? Because you were too busy fucking around.
The poison was used in the ink. The ink was used on the townsfolk to make them all hypnotized.
Okay.
The story that is written in the Historia Labyrinthia.
You hold a self-fulfilling prophecy, realized through the shade's work, and the hypnotic effect of the ink vapors. Vapors. Because Britain.
Yeah, Britain. Is that how all of this time? Oh, before Phoenix starts thinking to himself, so I don't know if we pointed this out, in the beginning of the series when they were all teleported into Labyrinthia.
Mm-hmm.
This is how it is. They actually get teleported into the storybook.
Yeah, I still don't understand that one.
I don't get that. I mean, I know that it's supposed to be like a transition point, but like,
yeah,
in canon, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, and also, Pooja, guess what? It's never explained.
Don't worry, it's just like how... It's just what happens with Sonic and his Wii games, where he also gets teleported into...
Wait, hang on. What? It's just like how what? Because you cut out throughout that whole part.
I said it's just like how Sonic gets teleported into books in his Wii games. It's fine.
No, but he actually gets teleported in. Like, this one has no reason for that at all.
Yeah,
I guess we can just assume that they were really, really tripping on that.
This was before they even...
This is before they got into Labyrinthia.
Yeah, they were still in London, and they just came across the book, and then they looked at the book, and then the book shined, and then they teleported into the book, and it closed.
I think, honestly, if I'm really thinking about it, Capcom probably just wanted to fucking show off their... like, what they could do with the cutscenes.
Probably.
I'm just assuming that they probably started already tripping. Like that. I think if we wanted to actually be logical, then that's the only explanation.
Because, Chris, think about it. What about those fucking moving statues at the beginning of the game? The statue that fucking threw the car into the tree.
Yeah, let's not talk about that either. Because that's
Robots.
also supposed to be in real life, and then Camu's like, "Oh,
Robots.
What, Pooja?
robot, what?"
Maybe they were robots.
Anyway,
In
Phoenix,
England.
think faster.
Umbrella used hypnosis to control all these people. I can't believe that the government was supporting that.
Oh, the government. Yeah, always looking out for its people.
Commentary.
Hold it! Hold it! All the people subjected to this experiment have been living here all this time?
No, we started with just a few people, gradually getting more and more.
You kidnapped people, or did they sign a consent waiver?
Yes. To
Pooja,
both.
how do test subjects actually happen?
In a legal study, they sign and get and consent, and pretty much it gets approved. But there have been cases throughout history before proper regulation, and I'm sure even now it still happens, where yes, people are probably captured against their will and forced into experiments. It happens.
Okay, so say hypothetically the latter was the reason. You think there wouldn't be a huge investigation into the disappearance of such a large number of people, and it wouldn't be widespread throughout London or wherever the fuck they are?
Especially when...
That is a fair point, unless they got these people from a place that wouldn't be noticed, such as a prison or orphanages or places where people wouldn't think to look for them, like because they aren't.
There would
well-known
still be
or society.
there would still be some legal transaction, some paper trail that would lead back to Librellum in that.
Also, like, and you don't know this, but when Phoenix and Maya came to London, they were on an attorney, like, exchangement program. So the fact that their disappearance randomly wouldn't cause the attention of anybody in the U.S. embassy, none. Like, that would be a problem too.
I must say, I'm afraid of what the answer to the question might be, but where did these people come from?
Well, here we go again with us talking before the answer.
You haven't resorted to abduction by any chance, have you? Of course we have!
You are literally right in front of me.
You've all been kidnapped, all of you. Suck it.
Including you, Larry!
Good.
I was like, so then wait, am I even your daughter?
We'll talk about that later.
We'll talk about that when you're over. Why is like the aggressive version of the storyteller just like the fucking Boston guy?
I'm a fucking storyteller.
I'm gonna write you.
Forget about it.
Every test subject. Oh god, I can't get back into that. Jesus.
No, just please, just do the Boston.
No! The story... No.
No, according to the storyteller, that's not canon.
Also, this is fun and all, but we're 38 minutes in. We haven't done anything.
Sorry.
You're very right.
Every test subject signed a contract with Librellum.
Don't ever sign a contract, people.
This isn't
The
Modicum
contract
Magica.
had-
Shut up.
To have their memories erased and being used like pawns in a story. I mean, I could also mention Alistair because that's a more recent reference.
The current inhabitants of this town have one thing in common. They were all dissatisfied with their lives and wanted to start anew,
Ah,
forgetting
that's
about
what
their
I-
mistakes, forsaking unwanted identities. There are more people like that out there than you might think.
Yeah, but how did Professor Layton, Luke, Maya and Phoenix fall into that category.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they didn't consent.
Unless they were unless the entire town was the control and everyone and those four were like the not control. I forget the term. the variable. The variables.
They have all agreed to participate in the research.
But that's insane.
It's not as unreasonable as you suggest. We gave them a new identity, a chance to start their life again. Don't you remember how Layton first saw you, Phoenix? And Maya? In return, they subject themselves to hypnosis and live in this town as our test subjects.
Even fucking Beetle. I don't know how he got him to consent properly. I can't imagine that he would have had any worse of a life just saying "thank you" over and over again.
In order for this project to be possible, we suppress their memories of the past, including the memory of signing the contract. So,
This is just V3.
Yup.
This is just V3.
Yup.
So ultimately, they are not aware of what's going on.
I can say that because you actually only saw the end of V3, so that makes sense.
Yup.
I couldn't agree more. I've got no idea what's going on. Let me make this clear, Mr. Wright. We do not erase their memories. We suppress them.
Yeah, like the black lights. The flashback lights.
They will regain their memories of life before Labyrinthia once their contract is over.
So, this place was uninhabited before you started this research 10 years ago?
Actually, no, wait a minute. In Danganronpa V3, the flashback lights actually did erase their memories. Never mind. And you've managed to keep everyone in a state of hypnosis for 10 years straight?
Can you really hypnotize for someone that long? I mean, 10 years is one heck of a long time.
It was achieved through the distribution of the story during the parades.
And they'd have them, very periodically.
The ink vapors are a powerful effect, but it wouldn't last 10 years, of course. With each parade, the effect was renewed. That's why the parades took place at regular intervals. That was the true purpose of that event.
Alright, so that's it.
That was sort of mind-blowing, wasn't it? The townspeople seem to be in shock. They've gone completely quiet.
No kidding. They just heard that their town really is a research facility run by some company.
At least Mr. Cantabella seems to be prepared to tell us the whole honest-to-goodness truth. So let's put our purpose to the side and get every last detail out of him.
Let's put our surprise to this.
Yes. What did I say?
Purpose.
Perfect.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, let's press him on everything he says, start to finish.
Fuck you, Maya.
See, I thought that was what we were gonna do anyway, because I mean, this is a very big reveal, so
No, it
like
is.
we
It's
need
fine.
to know everything.
It's fine.
Like you know, the storyteller's first name, because we still don't know his first name.
What are you talking about? Maya knew it.
That's his last name, Cantabella. Spells the father.
Espella is the father of Espella.
I'm the father now.
Look at me. I am the daddy now. Wait a minute.
This is too much. I don't even know where to start.
Good say.
Umbrella Inc. That's a name I've heard before. It is a global pharmaceutical company with headquarters in England.
Oh, of course.
England.
If I didn't say that, England.
Then that was Discord.
My memory serves me right. It was founded by Arthur Cantabella.
Indeed, that is my true name.
He's Arthur!
Justice!
Were you familiar with that, Mr. Wright?
Sure. Yeah, I've heard of Librellum Inc., of course.
I'm not from the colonies. Librellum Inc. is known for developing... God damn it.
Noon.
No, my fucking headphones.
Oh,
it's-
it's off.
No. Later. Is known for developing a completely harmless anesthetic about 20 years ago. It is now widely used in hospitals around the world. The company is also working on various other plant-derived sedatives, revolutionizing medicine. I have to take a
suppose I
fucking
shouldn't
double
be
take at that
surprised.
one.
Yeah, the revolutionizing because
British. I suppose I shouldn't be surprised by your vast knowledge, Mr. Layton.
Objection! That's irrelevant. That fact is just based on the real world we're from, not Labyrinthia. Phoenix, really?
The real world, Mr. Wright. Then what would you call the world we are in now? Do you think this is a fantasy?
Is this real?
Yeah, I was gonna do that, Chris.
Is this
No, that's not quite what I meant.
Mr. Wright, I do not mean to be so rude as to presume I know what thoughts are running through your head. However, Labyrinthia...
Don't worry, you don't.
Don't worry, I don't.
Huh?
However, Labyrinthia is certainly not a place within a book or in the past. Labyrinthia is a part of the real world we know.
Huh? What?
But how could a town like this exist in the real world?
Do you think it's impossible? Why would that be? Are you saying that everyone would know about an unusual town like this if it existed?
Is something like that? Anyway, it would be on the map at least.
Unless it's a, an uncharted place in the world.
That's it. We're in the Bermuda Triangle. I figured it out.
Yeah, the English Bermuda Triangle.
No, I'm afraid that cannot be so.
Huh?
This town is not marked on any map. It doesn't officially exist.
What do you mean?
The answer is quite simple.
Oh, right, yeah. The whole town's a research facility. This is what happens when you read the stuff out of order. And Phoenix is just dumb because he forgot that the whole research facility is a research facility. Just dumb.
It's like,
Just dumb.
we just talked about this, Mr. Wright. What?
I know that the water messes with people's minds, but they don't make them stupider.
I mean,
Come on.
That's just you.
Kind of dumb.
Colonel,
Just
I'm facing this.
Ugh.
I'm facing this really stupid attorney right now.
I'm posing as a storyteller. Not very great at it. Colonel.
Yes.
Yes.
No, I'm not doing that voice, by the way. I'm not doing that.
This whole area is a private property of Librellum Inc.
Oh, it's really damn close to the snake voice.
Mm.
So they own all the land then.
That's a lot of freaking private property.
Well, it's a fucking pharmaceutical company. They're gonna have the money to be able to get it.
Yeah, Pooja. You should probably know this.
That's still a lot of land.
Government
Yes.
contracts.
Yeah. The land must have been freaking cheap if, they got it all easily.
Or they just have a lot of money.
Plus, it's England. We don't know the exchange. We don't know like how actual pricey those lands are.
Also, Pooja, there are in other parts of the world there are just like unowned, closed off sections of land that they use for a whole bunch of testing, including nuclear testing as well. So it's not out of the question that there's just a whole plot of land that is used for the testing of different companies.
Fair
And
enough.
it's not acknowledged on a map. That makes sense.
That is why Labyrinthia is not marked on any map, and people from outside cannot enter.
Oh man, if you only look at the game, I would already give you
If
the
you
answer.
only read the fifth word in that sentence.
Seventh, anyway.
We have taken measures. I can count. We have taken measures to ensure that this town is not noticed by local residents.
What measures are you talking about?
We killed them.
Machine.
Yeah, there's a lot of dead bodies, like right on the outskirts of the town.
Mm.
You don't tell anybody though.
Considering the fact that magic is supposed to exist in this town, or consider it,
Consider the following.
perhaps special mechanisms that were used to create magic also serve to conceal Labyrinthia. There are limits to what magic the Shades are capable of producing on their own, after all.
That is the case indeed. The magic in this town has been made feasible owing to the... Wait. The magic in this town has been made feasible owing to the latest technology. Technology? Tricks? I cannot believe this.
There is,
He's
however,
got a smartphone in front of him, and he's gonna.
What is he would be pretty much be like anybody from like the 1900s who sees a smartphone like, what is this witchcraft?
However, there is one question. There is no industry in Labyrinthia. How do you obtain the necessary commodities?
Very observant, aren't you? All commodities are regularly shipped in by sea.
The wagon that took us into Labyrinthia in the first place. That's probably part of the way that the commodities are shipped in.
A young man once made his way here on a freighter and took a spella out of the town.
That was Carmine Accidenti, a friend of mine.
What?
Yeah.
That's the whole reason.
He got in an accident. Did he actually die, or is he just
No, he's alive.
hospitalized?
He's alive.
Okay.
He's the whole reason that this adventure started in the first place. He took a spell out of the town and tried to, well, do what we're doing now, is solve the mystery of the town. And the witches didn't like that. So
No, they did not.
So he sent a spell away from him to meet up with Layton, and that's how this whole thing started.
And then someone in dark purple hair found her.
Someone.
And,
Someone.
And then we had to basically, like, that's when Phoenix comes in and Maya, and we basically had to prevent her from being accused of being guilty of murdering, was it an office? An office worker?
It was a ship hand.
Yeah.
That also
and,
wound up being a thief.
Yes. And that's when Farden came to the stage. And she was the murderer, because of course she was.
That's
then,
where Foreign was. Oh my god. That's so long ago.
Yeah. Did you actually forget where the Farden thing came from?
I actually did.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Fucking Olivia.
I see. But is something off on the scale really possible?
As you might suspect, it would be beyond the power of Labrellum Inc. to keep a facility this size a secret for so long. Labyrinthia is a project co-founded by the British government.
What? It's a government project? What could their stakes be in this?
It's all because of my beliefs.
His beliefs?
Judge, wake up!
Sorry. By the way. Yes, Your Honor. What is a research facility? I've never heard of anything like it before. Yes. That was careless of me. Naturally, you wouldn't know what that means. How should I explain? This whole town is my creation. That's what it was about. In other words, it's all your story. That makes it all clear.
Swing and a miss, Your Honor.
Getting back to the topic, there is an important reason why we have chosen to build such a facility here.
But we've already discussed that.
Again, reading it out of order.
Well, the thing about the mineral was a lot more interesting.
Well, again, Rob, this is for people who've never seen this game before.
I have been born and raised here, in West Philadelphia.
Oh god, I just imagine the fucking storyteller rapping the entirety of the Fresh Prince intro. Oh, it's very amusing.
It was a poor, small town with no industry to speak of that had fallen behind the times. Ever since I was a child, I had one friend that was especially close to me. He was a bright boy, curious about the world. His name was Newton Belduke.
There it is.
Sir Newton Belduke? The alchemist!
Have we seen his face?
There were childhood friends? The plot thickens.
Yes, when the bell tower first appeared in the cutscene.
Oh, right. Right. It's been a while.
He had always been interested in the unique natural features of this land. There was really nothing here, but to us, this area was an exciting place worth exploring. And one day, we made an astonishing discovery on the outskirts of the town. We stumbled upon the entrance to the underground caverns, leading to the colossal ruins.
Whoa, look at that, Newton! This is so amazing! And the strange writing! I've never seen anything like it before!
We found ancient writings in the ruins. Newton managed to decode some of them. According to our findings, a highly advanced culture had existed on the land where our little town was built.
Skyward Sword did it first!
Some great calamity had befallen the natives, and they had migrated elsewhere. They believed that plants and water in that area were cursed by an entity they called the Great Witch Bizella.
We're gonna pause for a moment there, so I can fact check what you just said.
This game came out in 2014. Skyward Sword came out in 2012.
Why do you sound so whiny?
Because I'm correct.
2011, actually.
Okay, well, it's still earlier than this game.
The natives sealed the curse within the ruins and left in search of a new home.
They just decided to leave.
That is...
They all decided to... I mean, if it is a storybook we're talking about.
That is all we managed to decipher.
Bizella's curse.
It was sealed in the ruins, you say? Would that be the Bell of Ruin?
The Bell of Ruin.
Also, I was wrong on the fucking Professor Layton date anyway. That was 2012. But it's still later.
Oh, that's the bell from the bell tower. I wonder why it got an ominous name like that.
Regrettably, we couldn't get any further information from the writings at that time. Needless to say, Newton and I were very excited by the discovery.
I knew it! This place is special! It has some kind of mysterious power! If we can find out what this is, our humble town will become famous! You know what? I'm going to do that! I will unravel the mystery of this place!
And so, Newton began studying the indigenous plants and substances dissolved in the groundwater. On the other hand, I studied economics and management at a university in London. I dreamed of bringing prosperity to this poor, forgotten town. I wanted to change it for the better with my own hands. Meanwhile, Newton had succeeded in extracting a new anesthetic from the local plants.
Was that the anesthetic which led to the foundation of Liberellum?
Yes, it was a huge success for Liberellum Inc., and before we knew it, we were making a fortune. We wanted the whole world to hear about our hometown. Alas, fate was not kind to us, as we never really realized that dream. Everyone in our town had died. All the townspeople perished.
Huh?
Just what on earth happened to them? That does not matter anymore.
It kinda does.
We purchased the environs from our town. The mountains, the lakes, the plains, everything. Then, 10 years ago, having received financial support from the government, we started Project Labyrinthia. It was much smaller in the beginning. It started as no more than a village. Over the course of 10 years, it slowly grew into a town. The population increased as well.
More people were signing the contract with Liberellum, slowly increasing the number of inhabitants, correct?
Yes. They would sign the contract, be hypnotized, and assigned a role, then be introduced into the world of the story. It's just... I have spoken at length. Thank you for patiently listening to my tale.
For how many hours?
One.
And you know what? This is where we'll end things off. In the next episode,
A whole episode of an exposition dump. Yay!
In the next episode, we'll see.
We'll see.
Thank you guys for watching, and see you guys later.